Hello everybody, welcome back to Wargroove. So, we are here, well, we're not here, we are up here. For Mission 3, Worst Enemies Forever. I've got nothing else to say other than thank you again for the 20 people who were watching this. I said 10 people last time, I don't know why. It is 20 people, it's nearly 25 in fact. And whoever you are, I don't have that many friends, so whoever you are that's not my friend watching it, really do appreciate you. And my friends watching, I appreciate you as well, obviously. So, without further ado, Worst Enemies Forever. Unhappy with her defeat, Ragnar decides to take matters into her own hands.
Whatever!
So you won. Oh, no, wrong voice. So you ran. Who even cares? All you did was beat up a few lousy, stinking skeletons.
I won't hold back!
I care, and I won't stop until my kingdom is safe. I'm not. You can't make me make animal noises. Enough messing around.
I'll crush you!
I'll crush you myself. Hey, first semi-open map. Ragnar has moved deep into this region. She's even got a stronghold. A stronghold is a really important structure that anchors a faction to a region. To win, we can either defeat the stronghold or Ragnar herself. I understand, I'm joining this fight personally. Look, over there, one of our knights has beaten us here. Knights are strong, fast-moving units, they are. However, they are unable to capture structures, only infantry and commanders can do that. I think I said that last time. Knights sound great, let's get started. Hold your horses, he's sitting on it. It seems this knight is low on health. Is there something we can do to help? Yeah, you can use your groove. Indeed there is. This is where reinforcement comes into play. Oops, I sequence broke, I did that in the last mission. My bad. Simply move a wounded unit next to one of your structures and select reinforce. Okay, let's do it. Sadly, structures are unable to regain health through reinforcement. That's a really weird... Yeah, that makes sense, but the way they phrase that is very weird. No, it doesn't make sense though. However, their health will gradually be restored over time, as will that of certain units. All structures regain 10% health every turn, and all commanders gain 5%. Costs a lot of money to reinforce, because the knight is a very expensive unit. Excellent, our knight's back to full health.
Yes.
Yes, though it's important to note that reinforcing has its drawbacks. I said this last time. Why? Why is healing such a thing that they dislike? First, reinforcing a unit costs an amount of gold proportional to the unit's value. And second, the health restored to the unit is taken from the health of the structure. Yeah, this is all stuff I've pointed out before. Got it. Reinforcement costs gold and transfers health from the structure. Okay, I should start by taking control of these barracks and nearby villages. You should. Yeah, small map, but we actually get to build stuff ourselves this time. Get him going into there. Yeah, the commander's system isn't one of the things that sets it apart from Wargroove. Kind of, because Days of Ruin, sorry, Advance Wars, not from Wargroove. Days of Ruin kind of did it, but not to the same way that Wargroove does it. You know, it's a good way to balance out CO powers. But we'll learn more about that. As commanders, you and Ragnar are both powerful unit on the battlefield. Excuse me, I'm getting tongue-tied today. You can easily take down most infantry units and enemy structures single-handedly. Make the most of your strength as a commander without risking your neck. Remember, the team that loses their commander also loses the battle.
I won't let you down.
Okay, I can do this. We all done now? Is this tutorial actually over? I don't believe it. But yeah, it's like Juggernaut in Halo. Your commander is your biggest strength, and also your biggest weakness. Very good idea. Yeah. Knights, you should have a look at knights properly, I'll do it here. They're powerful mobile infantry. They crit when they attack exactly 6 spaces away from where it starts. which means that it is very good if you can make it travel along, because it has exactly 6 moves if I remember rightly. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which means if you can attack across open spaces like fields and roads, it's good. But it will get held up by forests, because forests obviously slow it down so it can't reach its full movement. And likewise, it's not great at close quarters battles. Like, it's still a strong unit, as you can see. It's only vulnerable to pikemen, and even baseline it does 95 to soldiers and 105 to archers. So it's still very strong even in close quarters, but it doesn't get as good chance to crit. And it's a defensively quite weak unit. It takes a lot of damage, especially from spearmen. It's also one of your best units for knocking down structures, which, as I say, is quite funny because it can't capture them itself. What I'll do, I'll recruit another swordsman. I want to save up for something a bit more useful. Yeah, for some reason the commanders are always real wimps. Oh, Ragnar just recruited a Dread Spear, a Felheim Spearman. It would be prudent to check the Spearman's info screen, because it's going to tell us that it's strong against... See, I'm already on it. Let me direct your attention to the table at the bottom. This table tells us which unit the Spearman is especially effective against. Oh no, it says they're effective against cavalry. Yeah, that's what I just said. Yes, Spearmen will deal extra damage against units such as our Knight. Go ahead and close this window when you're ready. Funny enough, they are also vulnerable to commanders, as is like most units. We should make sure not to put our Knight in any unnecessary danger. This would be a good time to check the enemy's movement range. I've been doing that this whole time. I know, again, they've got to get the tutorial aspect out of the way. By holding this button, you can display how far the selected unit can move. Awareness of the enemy's range is important when positioning your units. I should keep the Knight out of reach of the Dread Spear. Yeah. Good thinking, my queen. I'll use the Knight as my defensive complement up here. I didn't think they'd send 2 swordsmen over there, because 1 swordsman by itself isn't really going to be that useful. Yeah, he's going to try and take it, but like he's not going to do a lot. Okay, that was more than I expected, I'll give it that. But it also still takes like 50% in return. So. Okay, they're marshalling up and we're marshalling down. This part of Cherrystone is more forested than I remember. See, he's old, you see, so he doesn't remember things correctly.
Yes.
We may be able to use this to our advantage. Different terrain types have different advantages and disadvantages. Have we not had this tutorial yet? I guess we haven't. You may have noticed that travelling through a forest will slow you down. I did notice that. Now that you mention it, I also noticed that units struggle with mountains. Yeah. Additionally, some terrain will increase or decrease the defense of a unit. Forests will give you a boost in defense, while rivers will make you vulnerable. You can read more about each terrain type by checking its tile info. Yeah. So not just rivers, but shorelines as well, which is an important thing because some boats will be... I think all boats, when you get to them, can go on the shoreline, and some of them will need to reach inland. So if you can manage to get a unit up to the boat, it can it can take a lot of damage. Fortunately, I reckon he'll be able to take the city next turn. If you surrender, we can end this now. We don't have to keep fighting. Never. She's zoning me out. Well, let's send in a sacrificial lamb. Probably should have waited for the arch to catch up, to be fair. And we'll put a pikeman up the top. Yeah, she's gonna go in. It's fine, that's why I put her in the forest. As you can see, even with a first strike, commander on commander action really requires proper defense. right, there goes some of my income. Now we did come off badly from that engagement, however, thanks to, if you remember, I don't think I mentioned it, but commanders, or swordsmen will crit when adjacent to their commander, which suddenly means we've got quite the effective unit here. You can just retreat. But even against pikemen, we'll now do a good chunk of damage thanks to the crit, and turn the fight much more in our favour than a normal pikeman v swordsman duel would be. And we finish it off with the commander.
Brace yourself.
Yeet. Ragnar's going to keep railing on us, but once we can get the support up from the archer, we'll be alright. Unfortunately, we have to like max high roll to kill this guy. Yeah, so he's going to still be here. But it's fine, we need to send a normal infantry up here anyway to get it back. So we'll send the pikeman and he'll be able to deal with it. Now the swordsman, the knight can run in, and if Ragnar won't stay where she was. I was going to say, if she stays where she was, we could crit her, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, we couldn't crit her anyway. Okay. Let's make another swordsman. No, how much? We've got 200 income, so yeah, no, make another swordsman. He's considering saving to make a knight, but there's no point not buying something on this turn. Thankfully no crit, because that could be nasty. Yeah, this isn't going to go well for him. The AI gets a bit suicidal with their weaker units. We'll go ahead and capture that with the pikeman and bring him up there. Oh, we don't even have access to our grooves in this fight, really. You can see in the bottom left that we've both got 0% groove charge. I was kind of banking on that coming in soon, because Mercia's is a giant heal, which would be very helpful. Okay, Mercia needs to back off. I don't really want to sacrifice my archer, so I'll set them up there. We'll just play cautiously, we'll sacrifice our 2 lower health knights. Also, there's no real way to get into range of this, or to get ourselves into range of this guy, so I'm just going to hold off this turn. Swordsman moves up. Okay, we have 300 on the next turn, so yeah, if we hold off we can get another knight, so okay, we'll end our turn there, because we want another knight to be able to come and help reinforce on this side as well as up top.
Take this!
Yeah, commanders are powerful. He might survive, it's not a crit and he's in mountains. Nah, he's dead. Only thanks to the amount of damage that Mercia took, our front line is a lot weaker. Seriously, you can't hit the other archers from there? I should have moved back one so I could get the crit on this village, that was a mistake. Nowhere that's safe, but if we weaken the archers first. Also, one of the fun things in this game is that ranged units can counter-attack. It's one of the things that always annoyed me in Advance Wars. I understand them not being able to counter-attack at point-blank range because they're all artillery pieces in Advance Wars. But when they're shot by another artillery piece and survive, surely they should be able to attack back. It only makes sense. At least to me. So, again, one of the many things I'm thankful in this game, it lets you do just that. And that will go for the artillery pieces as well. This will go badly for them, but if we can get a solid chunk of damage, if we can basically force Ragnar to retreat, she won't throw herself completely headlong in there. We'll just move there, just make sure that we're out of range and we'll get another knight. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. It's a worthy sacrifice, I think. Also, fun fact, the archers have a different retaliation animation when they're attacking from range or being attacked at melee. Yeah, that was a crit as well, so... This isn't a great matchup for the swordsman, but thanks to the forest, it makes it okay. Hopefully we get a good roll and we kill this. Yeah, we do. Cool. My village. No, I can't do her voice consistently, man. My village. Give that back.
No.
You won't get it back without a fight. It will give them something else to have to focus on. When a unit's health gets low, there's suddenly no range on their attack. I find that funny. Oh, there's no way in hell this thing's getting away, so we'll just sit here and poke at the other low health archer. Like, they can't run, so we might as well get some use out of them before they die. I know, a bit horrible, but c'est la vie. And yeah, you can reinforce commanders, and it's fairly cheap. It's cheaper than I feel like it should be, but you know, I don't make the rules. So. Like, you'll find other units later in the game that cost more to reinforce than your commander, which feels a bit strange to me, but hey, no complaints. Yeah, the 1 health archer ain't gonna do too much. Why we spent so much time weakening it. Even with a crit. That was a crit and it did like, what, 10%? It did 7%. This is our move, we want to stop her from producing. Hopefully we get another good roll, but the odds are a bit less likely. Yeah. It's fine though, the fact that it's on 3% health is a pretty big win. We'll capture this just to stop her having an easier time getting it back. And what we don't want to do is run a knight straight into a pikeman. Even if it's not critting, it would still not be very pretty. I think what we do is, can we get HS? No. I think what we do is we hold the back this turn, because they're probably going to divert to try and deal with these guys, and that way we'll be able to get a better opening. There's another soldier this turn. Even though we could go in, as we learnt last time, sending Mercer in by herself nearly got her killed. Or not by herself, she had a swordsman. Yeah, see? Now the pikeman's gone away. You can manipulate the air, I like that. Well, manipulate's probably a bit of a strong word, but you can... You know, abuse is probably better. That's fine. They lost the income on it on this turn. And we can take out the thing that lets them even use it, use the gold they're getting on this turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, perfect. We kill this with Mercia guaranteed.
I won't hold back.
Yeet. And then we can send this guy right in. The crit is unnecessary, but taking out the archer so there is absolutely nothing poking at us from range is good. And we just hide him over here.
What?
What? This is impossible.
A wise decision.
Great. Ragnar can no longer recruit soldiers.
I'm ending this.
Now's the time. Let's take her down. That voice line was not in keeping with the portrait. You see how serious she sounded, and then she's all smiley happy. No, it's not very fitting. I could just like sit here and try and take this out again, but that seems unwise. Yeet. Bring the soldiers up. Get another knight on the next turn, so for now just recruit another soldier. Nothing else we make's really going to have an impact because it's all too slow. So yeah, the pikeman was going to come in and get the knight, but it's okay. And see, this is what I mean. The AI is way more scared of losing their commander than they are willing to use it. They will often just send their commander away and you can take out their stronghold. I won't say for free, but it's certainly a lot easier. Also, yeah, as you can see, the matchup is really bad against pikemen. Even with a crit at like very similar health increments, UE do 50, but they still do a quarter. So that's not the ideal matchup. We'll move Mercia up here. She can take down this pikeman, or nearly take down this pikeman, and then our pikeman can come in and finish it off. Kapoof. And now she only has Ragnar to capture things. Well, she will have when we kill this guy. The annoying thing is because you can't plot like the route a unit takes, you can't manipulate a knight to be able to crit even when it's standing still. Like if it had waypoints, you could like go 1, 2, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, like that. You could just do a loop around it and then get the crit. I am glad it doesn't do that because that would be really boring, and like you just sit there min-maxing your turns forever. But it is, you know, that's something I watched a video and it was very intelligent. It's something that people tend to do. It's that developers have to avoid. It's that people will optimize the fun out of games, and so stuff like that, it's an anti-trap mechanism to stop you from just spending 5 minutes drawing circles around enemy units to get the most out of your forces. Yeah, and Ragnar's just going to go for a run through the forest. Fine by me, she can do just that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. So we want to send horses. We want to send our horses away to get big first hits on here, because otherwise we don't really have something that's great. Like the stronghold is a tough building, so even our commander doesn't deal a ton. So we want to weaken it up first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know we can get 6 away from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. So we want to move there. Yeah. What's the odds on that? Yeah, not great. Cool. We'll just sit there, wait. You don't want to. You want to avoid the damage. This match is won, obviously, but if you can make it one a bit better, then you might as well, right? This is the sort of stuff you'd want to focus on doing against normal buildings or like barracks rather than the stronghold when you've already run. Like you want to make sure you minimize the damage on your unit so that if the enemy counter attacks you while you're trying to take that building, you've still got mostly healthy units. Ragnar's just toddling around. Yeah, see, you get an easy 50% off on the building. Well, not quite. Up to 50% off the building. Rounded up. That's a lot less than 50%. That was a low roll, but it's fine. Yeah, 55%. So that was what we did, 45. That wasn't that low a roll, to be fair. And then what you want to do, you want to attack with a swordsman next, because then Mercia will be able to come in and finish it off. Also, strongholds have different art for their buildings, which is something it's a nice little detail. You see, swordsman not great against it. Even when it was sitting on what 18%, it still did 40. So you want to be careful. But Mercia should be able to finish
Brace
this off. Yeah, there you go. And then the stronghold collapses on itself, which is really cool. Despite being a structure, it's more like a unit because obviously you can't capture a stronghold because if you kill it, game's over. So you did it. Phew, that was tough. I lost? That's impossible.
Huh.
Impossible? Dude, the skellies look so sad. Look at them, they're so upset, shaking about there. You must have cheated. You cheated, didn't you? Oh god, they're not sad anymore.
No.
No. Skill issue. Helpless ratio.
Uh.
It seems pretty difficult to have a reasonable conversation with you. Yeah, true. So I'm going to go.
Yeah!
You'd better run. That doesn't seem good, does it? Lord Valder.
Ragnar.
What, Ragnar? You disgrace yourself. Stand aside and let me fix your mess. So yeah, that's not good. Ouch, C rank. I got an S rank on this mission the first time. I guess I think I don't know. Doesn't matter. As I say, I'm not really doing it for the rank. As long as I get one more star somewhere down the line, then I'll be fine. Yeah, all of the golden flags are S ranks. All of the bronze flags are other ranks, but they still show that you've like completed it. So as you can see, I don't have a ton of S ranks. But it's mostly bronze flags. Some of the side missions tend to be a bit easier, a bit nicer. Although yeah, later in the campaign it was just all bronze. So when we get later around, I'm sure I'll have a better opportunity to get the last star I need to unlock the final mission, because that's my whole goal. Is that hopefully I've improved at least a little bit since when I first played the campaign, and I'll unlock one more star to get the final mission. I'm sure that's possible. And then we'll be able to experience that together when we get there. That'll be fun. So yeah, if I remember rightly, the codex entry is for Ragnar, but let me just double check. Yeah, worst enemies forever unlocks Ragnar. So we'll come back over here. Whee. And let's see, Ragnar. Created by Volder to be the ultimate commander, Ragnar is a patchwork assembly of the best parts of history's greatest warriors. She strives to be the baddest she can be. She is Queen Mercia's dedicated adversary. Yeah, it seems fitting. But that also explains her appearance. If you've noticed, she's quite zombie-esque, if you will. She's, well, as you say, she's literally a patchwork. So a lot of her is, that's where she gets the like weird wings for ears, you know, Frankenstein arms, that sort of thing. I think it's a cool idea. It's literally a zombie commander created to be great, and it turns out she's actually an infantile, you know, baby. Yeah. Personal history and ethos. Never ask Ragnar if she thinks of Valder as her dad, because she'll punch you. I think she probably doesn't need an excuse, to be fair. Nonetheless, she shows him filial devotion. I have no idea what that means. While Ragnar may not find it particularly easy to express her feelings, they are writ large by her actions. Beyond anything else, she longs to impress her creator and make him proud of her. It is Frankenstein and his monster, is what this is. Unfortunately, her ardent desire is frustrated by two considerations. First, while it's clear that Valder has a great deal of time for his young zombie commander, he's not the sort to outwardly express pride or affection. And second, despite her impressive progenitors, that's still not right, but whatever, and irrepressible zeal, Ragnar often falls a little short of the victory she seeks. In fairness to Ragnar, it serves us well to remember that she is only 5 years old. See, this is what I love about this game. Its humour is so just undercut. That's not the right term. It comes out of nowhere. It's really good. I like it. Yeah. You gotta remember at the end of the day, she might have been a patchwork commander of patchwork made out of old commanders, but she is also like literally a child. So I'd say we should think about the connotations of that, but there is a literal actual child later on. In fact, in the DLC there were 2 actual children, so to be fair, isn't Mercia pretty young as well? Yeah, it doesn't say, but Mercia's pretty young as well, so I suppose it makes sense. I mean, one of the commanders is literally a dog, so maybe we don't worry about that. Anyway, yes, next time will be the end of the first act in mission Lord of the Dead, because Volder, who we've basically been told so far is the biggest, baddest, evilest wizard ever, rolled up with his army full of archers, alchemists and swordsmen, as we saw in that last one, and said, fine, I'll do it myself. So that's great. Also, did you know, I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page for this, did you know that the events of these two missions happen in the same day? This is the day after, and this is the day after that. I didn't even notice that they had dates on, but yeah, there you go, it just say up there. There you go, that's a funny little detail. Anyway, thank you for watching, as always. I hope you'll continue to keep following me through this. Next time should be fun, because I do actually remember this mission. It was a really fun mission. Like, it's much more unique than the ones that we've done so far, because these were the tutorials, obviously. This is another tutorial, because let's face it, in a game like this there's a lot of mechanics, but it's a lot more open of a tutorial, and it's a lot bigger map, so that should be our first proper, like, long, dedicated episode. So, that should be fun. Anyway, as I say, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.